Alright guys, another quick video, and this is a little bit of a test today because this is the first video that I'm going to record with my tablet. And I announced in the last video already that I want to give you a few impressions of how the tournaments went, where I was going. And I just came back from Poland. I just came back from IEM Katowice. And I have to say that the event itself was brilliant. It was so fucking amazing. I will definitely upload another video where we'll talk a little bit about what happened and where we'll most likely also go and show you a few pictures because the event just blew my mind. But the trip back, oh my fucking god, don't even get me started. This was just such a atrocious trip. We started at 6 o'clock in the morning today. We were still in Katowice and we had to wake up Apollo. Todd, Apollo and myself, we were on the same flight, flying from Katowice to Warsaw, from Warsaw to Frankfurt. And from Frankfurt, I had to take like a train into my dad's place where I am right now. And Todd wanted to go back to Marseille. And on the other hand, we had Apollo, and he had like the longest trip because that was like 9 hours in total. He had to fly to Manchester and then, yeah, it was like a really horrible trip for him. And I think that at this point, he's actually still traveling. But for me, I mean, everything started out fine. Apollo kind of overslept, but we woke him up, so it was all good. 6 o'clock in the morning, we took the cab. And we already knew from the beginning that there was a bit of a problem with the weather, especially in Germany. Everywhere it was icy. In Frankfurt, the airport was closed the day before, so we never really knew if everything would work out. So we're going from Katowice to Warsaw, and everything is fine, perfect. I mean, there's snow and everything, but it's cool. It's cool. So we arrive in Warsaw, and from the beginning, we look at all the all the schedules, and we're like, damn, our flight is canceled. Not even delayed. The flight is canceled. And the entire time I looked it up on my phone, and the day before tried to find out if the flight's canceled, and there were no information. The thing just said the entire time, well, listen up, on the day of the flight, we are going to tell you exactly if your flight is delayed or canceled, what's going to happen. Guess what? Didn't happen. They didn't tell us anything at all. We arrive in Warsaw, and they book us new flights. So we try to find out when exactly we can go back. Todd was the luckiest of us all. He got a flight, I think, at 1 o'clock. We arrived in in Warsaw at 10. And Todd got a flight at 1:30. Apollo and I had to wait until 6 p.m., 8 hours. Apollo even a little bit longer than I. Apollo then flew to Munich, and I was flying to Frankfurt because, as I already said, my dad lives like an hour south from Frankfurt in Mannheim, Ludwigshafen, the area. So basically, we're sitting in the airport the entire time. Thank God, I had roaming from my Korean provider, so we had wireless. And Apollo was just surfing with his laptop. I had my tablet and my Kindle, was reading most of the time. We watched a couple of Pro League videos, just talking about StarCraft most of the time. And of course also about what happened at the tournament itself. And when I was boarding my plane, we went partying and Dream. We haven't seen them at the airport the entire time, but they were also delayed. There were snowstorms everywhere, and they had to go to Frankfurt. So Harding and Dream apparently got a flight the next day at 10 a.m. Those guys are at this point still at the airport and waiting. I got my flight to Frankfurt, and the flight was empty. There was no one. I had like a 3-row seat thingy for myself. I looked back and everywhere empty seats, and I'm like, what on earth are you guys doing? Everyone is just sitting at the airport waiting for flights, especially to Frankfurt. Didn't really work out. So I'm trying to go to Frankfurt, and my flight, I mean, I'm really scared at this point because the pilot already tells us, well, there's snow and there's ice, and the flight was late again, so boarding was late. Then I was already in the plane, and it took us another like 20 minutes to go to the position where we finally took off. We're flying into Frankfurt, and we had to circle around for a couple of times because we couldn't really land. And finally we're landing, and I never ever was I so scared in my life when the landing started. Everyone on the plane was just like pretty quiet. So we land in Frankfurt, and it takes ages for them to get all of us into the airport itself, get our luggage too. Then, of course, I thought, well, finally, another hour and I will be home. Everything's going to be fine. Ha, no chance. The German railway system, the Deutsche Bahn, I forgot about them. They failed as usual. As soon as there's a little bit of snow or a little bit too hot, they are going to fail. They're going to be delayed and everything is going to back to hell. So my first train got cancelled. My second train got cancelled. Then I get another train that was like 1.5 hours after I arrived. And that train was so packed. People were pushing everywhere. I was standing like in the middle thingy, and it was atrocious. But still, the entire time, only on Twitter, like talking to Apollo, talking to Todd, talking to all the guys that were still stuck in Warsaw. Some of them are still there at this point. Apparently, the flight of another one of those flights in Germany for Apollo got delayed too. So right now, it's what time is it actually? It's 11:15 p.m. in Germany, which means that for the last 18 hours, I've been on the way trying to come home. Now I'm finally here. And the cool thing is, my dad has like a big house, so he has like a basement apartment, and it's really attached to the house itself, so to the upper living areas. But I have like a small bathroom, and the thing is, I just come in here. My dad is already asleep. He has to wake up early in the morning, so I'm really quiet, go into the apartment and put everything in there. Go into the bathroom. It's like a tiny bathroom, and I go in there. And while I was gone, while I was in Korea, my dad installed a bathtub. Fuck yeah! I have an amazing bathtub right now. This is like the best thing that could happen. I'm gonna go into that bathtub, and for the next hour, I'm just gonna chill like crazy. And then I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm so happy that I'm finally here. This was like the worst Odyssey ever. Because ages to come here. Originally, my trip was supposed to last, I think, 3 hours, 3.5. And now, well, more than 18 hours. So pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I hope that Apollo by now is also at home. Todd messaged earlier that he finally arrived in France, so everything should be fine. The weather in Europe is really doing its worst right now. But I'm here. I'm happy. I have now 3 days before I go to Iron Squid in Paris. And of course, I will also, with this video, from the quality is fine, I will definitely let you know. So once again, apologize that I have a bit of a weird setup here, but I'm actually kneeling on my couch right now because that was the only angle that I could get where you have like a proper lighting. So yeah, I hope you can forgive me, and I see you guys at Iron Squid. I'll make sure that I upload a few videos if the quality of this one turns out to be okay, but I think it's actually looking pretty good. So yeah, that's it for now. And don't forget, I'm also going to show you a lot about IEM in Katowice. So that was like one of the best esports events that I've been to for a long time, and an amazing start for 2013. Esports 2013, we are gonna rock this shit. It's gonna be awesome, and I hope that you are gonna be part of it. See you next time. Bye bye.